In the modern history of the Middle East, some figures have left a profound impact on their nations and the region as a whole. Among them stands Saddam Hussein, one of the most controversial leaders of the 20th and early 21st centuries. Some see him as a strong leader, while others view him as a symbol of strict rule. The story of Saddam Hussein remains one of the most complex narratives in modern Iraqi history. In this documentary, we take you through Saddam Hussein's life, from his difficult childhood to his rapid rise in the Ba'ath Party, through his years in power, the wars he led, and finally, his fall that reshaped Iraq forever. Chapter 1. Childhood and Early Life. Saddam Hussein was born in 1937 in the village of Al-Auja near Tikrit, in northern Iraq. He grew up in a poor rural environment, and his childhood was full of social and economic hardships. Saddam's upbringing was far from easy. He was influenced by strong personalities in his family environment, which helped shape his strong and ambitious character from an early age. As a young man, Saddam showed interest in politics, especially amid the turmoil Iraq and the Arab world were experiencing, where Arab nationalism and revolutionary ideas were spreading rapidly. Chapter 2. Joining the Ba'ath Party. In the late 1950s, Saddam Hussein joined the Arab Socialist Ba'ath Party, which promoted Arab unity, socialism, and resistance against foreign influence. The Ba'ath Party saw itself as a movement to change the Arab world, and Saddam was among the youth who were passionate about these ideas. He participated in early political activities and quickly became known within the party for his ambition and loyalty. After a series of political upheavals and coups in Iraq, the Ba'ath Party came to power, and Saddam Hussein's influence within the state institutions began to rise gradually. Chapter 3. Road to Presidency. In 1968, the Ba'ath Party seized full control of Iraq. At this stage, Saddam Hussein played a key role behind the scenes, holding critical security and political positions. Saddam was known for building a strong network within the party, the military and security agencies, which gave him wide influence. In 1979, after the resignation of President Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr, Saddam Hussein officially became the president of Iraq. With his presidency, Saddam entered a new era in Iraqi history, focusing on consolidating his power and strengthening his rule. Chapter 4. Building the State and Authority. At the beginning of his rule, Saddam launched large development projects, especially in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. During this period, Iraq saw improvements in some economic aspects, especially with rising oil revenues. The regime also worked to promote Saddam's image as a strong leader through media, speeches, and official celebrations. At the same time, state security was reinforced, and government institutions became heavily dependent on political loyalty. Chapter 5. The Iran-Iraq War. In 1980, Iraq entered a long war with Iran, which lasted 8 years. This war became one of the longest and most difficult conflicts in modern Middle Eastern history, affecting Iraq's economy and society profoundly. The Iraqi regime presented the war as a defense of national sovereignty, while it also had complex regional and international dimensions. The war ended in 1988 without a clear victory for either side, leaving Iraq economically and socially exhausted. Chapter 6. The Invasion of Kuwait. In 1990, Saddam Hussein made a fateful decision by invading Kuwait. This action triggered a major international crisis and formed a wide international coalition against Iraq. In 1991, coalition forces launched a war that expelled Iraqi troops from Kuwait. After this conflict, Iraq faced severe international sanctions, which directly impacted the Iraqi population for many years. Chapter 7. Years of Sanctions. During the 1990s, Iraq lived under strict international sanctions. This period saw a sharp decline in living standards, shortages of resources, and serious effects on healthcare and education. The regime tried to maintain control despite these difficult conditions, while the Iraqi people bore the heaviest burden of the economic crisis. Chapter 8. 2003 and the Fall of the Regime. In 2003, the United States and its allies launched a new war against Iraq. This war led to the fall of Saddam Hussein's regime and the end of Ba'ath Party, rule that had lasted for decades. Saddam Hussein was later captured, beginning a new chapter in Iraq's history, filled with political and security challenges. Chapter 9. Trial and Execution. Saddam Hussein underwent an Iraqi trial concerning his rule. In 2006, he was executed, marking the end of a long and controversial chapter in Iraq's modern history. Yet, the impact of his years in power remains present in Iraq's political, social, and psychological reality. The story of Saddam Hussein is complex and full of contradictions. Some see him as a symbol of strength, while others consider him responsible for decisions that altered the fate of an entire nation. Saddam Hussein remains one of the most controversial figures in Middle Eastern history. Understanding this era does not mean just justifying or condemning it, but rather trying to grasp how leaders' decisions can shape the destiny of nations and peoples.